Hi everyone, Essie here and back with another one. So I think this is going to be really quick. I actually just finished recording something else and I felt really inclined to say something quickly about this. And this is about your past and you moving on from your past. So I think anybody who's shed a lot of old skin or made a lot of changes in their life, you find that the past or those people who knew you um, for who you were then never really seem to see the new you and the effort that you've put around this new version of yourself. And I think for people who want to drag you or for situations that want to keep coming up over and over again, it can seem to them that you're being quite disingenuous and, well, it's quite pretentious in their view. This is a message of encouragement that changing who you were before, adjusting your life, moving up, ascension, understanding that that version of you doesn't serve you anymore and choosing to let go of it is your right. You can do that. You don't have to keep sticking to the same situation to please a bunch of people that just don't, they can't come with you in that journey. So life in itself is a journey, and as we're going through, we're meeting a lot of people. There's a lot of hindsight that comes in with life. And you know what, this, I was listening to somebody, um a YouTuber that I really like, and they said something, and they said hindsight is 2020. I really like that. And so if this person's listening, I'm gonna call her Miss T. There's a big shout out to you. Um, yeah, no, hindsight is absolutely 2020. That made me sit back and think about it. And so you reflect on your life and see the changes that you've made. I think it takes a really strong person to look at your life and say, well, actually, I want to adjust this and I want to adjust that. It takes an even stronger person to look at the people around them and decide, well, actually, you don't serve me. You don't serve me. I'm going to love you from a great big distance over there because you hurt me. And so this applies, I think, when I talk in general. It's, I just say in friendships, relationships, colleagues, etc. And so moving on from that past is also understanding what your triggers are and ensuring that nobody can actually trigger you. Nobody can push those buttons with you. That's really, really important. But also, it's understanding that when you're shedding that old skin, every now and then you're going to tap into your old habits. Don't beat yourself up for that. It's okay. It's all right to kind of to go back. The mind sometimes, I feel, um sort of reflects back. It thinks it wants that again. It gets a bit curious, and in your, sometimes you're stuck between your heart and your mind. Again, this is where your discernment comes in. And also, I guess as I'm speaking, I'm heavily spiritual, heavy religious, and I do, you kind of reflect back onto scripture. And I speak from a Christian perspective, but this is for anybody. And there's a lot of promises from God. There's a lot in scripture about being still, being anxious for nothing. And the Bible in itself is a teaching about life. And I think understanding it in a deeper way, not just in a superficial way, understanding it's like the encyclopedia of life. And there's so many promises about the guidance and the protection that sits over all of us, but also renewal, rebirth. It is your right to look at your life and overhaul it. It is your life. I feel very strongly, and I think we all understand this, that from the minute you're born, you're on your own in essence. You have your nurturers around you, but you're living that life for you and on your own. So it's up to you to dictate it. I also feel really strongly sort of to say, while I'm speaking about this, age and limits that society puts on us. You must achieve A by this point. You must be married by this point. You must have children by this point. You must have your career by this point. No, you don't. Who says that? My life and your life are completely different. My path and your path are completely different. What we want from life is satisfaction. We want to be happy, and understanding that that doesn't come from money. It's not about wealth. It's about happiness. It's about love. It's about those things that are around you that are tangible. So let's look at life in general. Let's look at people in general, who seem to have it all. Um, or people who have a lot of money. I'm not saying they're not happy. No, I'm sure they're happy. But is money alone is that the only thing that keeps them happy? No. A human being is a holistic being. I feel like if your mental and your heart is happy and it's in line with itself, then factors like money, when they come in, of course you're going to be happy, you're going to be overjoyed, because everything else is calm within you. That your holy trinity, mind, body, and soul, they're together in your path. Get that together first, and then everything else aligns. So no, don't let anybody judge you for your past. Acknowledge your past. That was you then. They might not understand that that was you then, but you need to understand that was you then. You were not looking back there. When we look back there, we're looking back at the lessons that we've learned, what we've picked up, and how far we've come. And also clapping for yourself. My goodness, be happy. Acknowledge your progress. If nobody else in this world claps for you, do it for yourself. Look at yourself. Write things down. So I'm big on writing, and kind of pros and cons, and I really are pro and con my life as well. So look at where you are now, where you were before. If you really can't see the progress yourself, put it down on paper. Look at who you were then and who you are now. And let's be really clear. Who I was yesterday is not who I am today. I can pick up any values that I want to. And also, I really truly believe in divine guidance. I believe in destiny so deeply. And so with that, we understand that as you're getting to your destiny, there's many different gates that you're going through. And you're going to make mistakes. You're human. Okay, stop beating yourself up about that. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. But you're going to learn as well. So your past is not something to be ashamed of. Your past is something that you look at with pride, and you use that as a reflection. So we focus on the future. Where are we heading? We see what we've done, we amend it, we change it, we see what doesn't fit us anymore, we understand love in different ways, and also we cleanse ourselves from emotions such as hate, things that really don't serve you. Be happy for who you are. People that have hurt you in your past, they were there for a reason. That's part of your journey. Believe it or not, they were meant to hurt you. But look at you now. Have you looked at yourself lately? How strong are you? How strong are your boundaries? Nobody can mess with you unless you let them mess with you. So think about that when you're considering your past and your decisions, and you're looking to the future, because that's what really matters. But also living in the present moment now. You spend all this time grieving what was. You can't even see what is in front of you right now. What are you living for? Stay in the moment, embrace the moment, but also keep in mind that brighter days are coming. It is coming. Nothing lasts forever, and that includes pain and disappointment. And even with everything that you're going through, always be thankful, be so gracious for what you have already. Maybe that's another thing to write down. What am I thankful for in this moment where my eyes are full of tears and my heart feels really heavy, and I can't see that tomorrow will be a better day? What am I really grateful for? Seek your inside yourself. I try to understand what makes you happy as well, and then understand that it takes time. This is like a bunch of things. It's a bunch of, around divine timing. It's a bunch about moving on from your past, but also embracing yourself and loving yourself. You are a divine being, derived from source, which is God, or however you see it, your creator. You're nothing short of, you're a spiritual being. Okay, you're magnificent, beautifully made, wonderfully made, fearfully made. Be anxious for nothing. Everything is okay. No harm will come to you. Okay, there's nothing you're being tried for that you can't handle it. You have everything within you to cope with that situation. Your future is bright. Say it and believe it. Manifesting is around being able to see it, to feel it. It must be tangible. So whatever it is, the happiness is for you, you need to live like it's already there with you now, like it's tangible, and stop focusing on other people's happiness. It's quite difficult nowadays. Social media pushes this weird happiness, which is like a zombie like happiness, where everybody's sort of smiling and nobody talks about unhappiness. So people feel obliged to be happy all the time. That's weird. You can't be happy all the time. Um, but I understand, like, that's their path, and then there's your path. Choose your lane, stay on your lane, and listen to people's stories. So if you look at people who really worked, I like looking at people who really worked themselves up to where they are. So they're not really given anything. Listen to their stories when they speak. They will speak about, I wanted to give up. They speak about what they had to give up, but they're also really optimistic about where they are now. And that's what really matters. So, I think I've waffled on for a while. It's really random. This particular podcast doesn't have, it has direction, but it's a bunch of everything. And it's what I felt like I needed to say. And I always know I'm speaking to someone, because when I get feedback, there's always like somebody will always come back and say, like, that was really interesting. So no, so whoever's message this is, all is well. You're on the right path. It's okay. Trust yourself and let the past be. This is the new you. They either love it or hate it. Personally, whoever you are, your new version, I love it. Have a good day.